Hello, happy Holi. Did you watch the video I linked in the description box about Maharshi's words, his answers to the queries? Yeah, good. That video is one of my favorite videos of Bhagwan's words. His expectations out of all of us are very simple. Just keep on walking on the path of sadhana. Nothing else is required of you. And someday, if destiny calls, you will be asked to do things that are meant to be done in the world. Otherwise, just keep on walking. Hmm? Today, we are discussing abundance. One thing to understand about abundance is that Western world has different techniques of manifesting abundance, and Eastern world has its own techniques. Hmm? See what West has done? West has studied the mind. West is an expert of mind study. But in East, we study the soul. Huh? Because we know there are Panchakoshas. And only the third one is Manomaya Kosha, which is mental sheath. So, inside this Panchakosha is Atman, Brahman, whatever you want to call it. So, West is doing what? West is only studying the Manomaya Kosha. Only the mental sheath is being explored by the Western world. And all of their techniques of manifestation, strategies, they are focused on the mind. So their manifestation power is not very strong. It is fragile. Hmm. But what we do is we study Brahman, the source itself. Now, if I'm here and I want to manifest something and I say, Brahman, I want a bike, 1000 cc. So this is what Western world is doing. They need conscious thought. They need efforts. What we do is, our technique is very simple. Like a stubborn child, like a stubborn bhakta who knows this abundance is my birthright. We go and sit in the lap of Lord Shiva. And from there, we just see what is coming towards me. What is Lord Shiva about to gift me? Is there something needs to be done? Or is he going to reward me? What's going to happen now? So this is called non-doing. Being in the presence of Brahman. Allowing your body to become hollow. So that God can reside within. And then you don't have to scream, Brahman, I want a pastry. No, you don't have to scream at all. What you need to do is, you need to escape the third kosha. Look at this image. See how far Manomaya kosha is from Atman. So, when we try to manifest, what are we doing? We are calling in something. into samsara, right? Where is it coming from? If it is coming from somewhere, it must be somewhere even now. It is with Brahman. Everything is with Brahman. All knowledge, all information, all wisdom. Hmm. So what Western world is doing? They are only exploring Manomay Kosha. But what we have done, our Rishi Munis, our ascended masters, they have given us the Brahmastra to become Brahman himself. Huh? And then manifest whatever needs to be brought into the world. If a new theory needs to be propounded, hmm, a theory of emotion, metaphysical theory of emotion, huh? If new melody or new lyrics needs to be composed, Brahman. If you need to invent a new board game, hmm, who has the idea? Brahman. Brahman is the core of supreme intelligence. So these ascended masters, they are not here for just fun. They are here for fun. They laugh with us, they eat with us, they look at us like this, huh? But they are here guarding the frequency of abundance. Hmm? All frequencies are guarded. Only those who are destined, either those who are destined will activate to that frequency, or those who are being activated via divine intervention. Some divine being saw, ठीक है, okay, हो जाएगा. Hmm? So there are only two ways. Maharshi has said that either destiny, either divine intervention. So when we have knowledge of manifestation, why are we looking at West? If you want to bring something into the world, it may be in your own immediate world. You want to buy a TV. So you'll pray to Brahman, Brahman, I only earn this much, but I want more because I want more electronics, I want a car, I want I want branded clothes, I want a better lifestyle. Hmm? So whatever you want to ask, you will ask it from universe. Universe will give it to you. It is beneficial only for your immediate surrounding, but you will still receive it. But what is the use of it? You will receive it, but what is the use of it? And why did you ask only for such a small thing? You're asking for a better lifestyle? Is that something that you really need? A better lifestyle? Really? God has given you His treasure. You can ask for self realization. You can become Brahman himself. And there are people who are asking for occult powers. I want to see, I want to hear out of the human range. Oh God, what is going on? See, abundance is of different forms. Huh? Different types of abundance is available to us. First is monetary. Hmm. Then, apart from monetary, health. If you are healthy, that is also a form of abundance. But we don't consider it as abundance nowadays because of Kali Yuga and its restrictions Our mind has been corrupted because we want to live with people who are of high status. So we need to maintain a lifestyle like that. Hmm. Then, apart from health, there is emotional abundance, where your mental space is calm. It has all the good emotions that are being projected onto you from Guru himself, Brahman himself. Guru and Brahman are the same. Hmm? Because Guru has attained his status of being a self realized master. So they are the same. He is Satchidanand, the same as Brahman. So when those positive emotions are being projected onto you, what will happen is nothing will affect you. No one's opinion can break you or even give you a touch of anxiety. Huh? In fact, both of my feet were broken. My legs were broken. Huh? I used to walk a lot. 6 hours, 8 hours continuously. I'm walking at night. In between, I'm sitting also for a few minutes because I was listening to Maharshi in the year 2020. I used to listen to Maharshi on YouTube. So I was I was literally burning from inside for knowledge, for wisdom, because I could see that this is Mayajal. And these people, these people are not people. They are God Himself. Everyone I'm looking at secretly is Brahman. Yet they are pretending to be humans. So something is wrong. I need to find out what is going on. I wanted to understand the structure of Maya. So I was listening to Maharshi for like 6 hours, 8 hours, and I would walk on the terrace continuously. And then I broke my feet. Then I had to go to Arunachala next year. And this pain, I suffered this pain for like 3 to 4 years. No, two, 2 to 2.5 years. So next year I went to Arunachala. When I went to Arunachala, I started having Spurna within 10 days of arriving at Arunachala. Now I'm confused. I'm having this pleasurable sensation here. I'm like, okay. And then I would go to Arunachala and my feet would feel no pain at all. I'm climbing up Arunachala and there's no pain. And I knew my feet is broken. Then I still walked till Skandashram at the height of 1.6 kilometer. Huh. So when positive emotions are being projected, there is no pain. There is abundance of positivity. Because in that moment, if you feel pain, what will happen? You'll be anxious, you'll be sad. Then this abundance of positivity, of goodness of mind, it will be taken away from you. Just the presence of pain indicates that your abundance is being threatened. Hmm. Because it's the starting phase of a sadhaka. So in the earlier stages, what happens is pain is also there, but abundance is also there. So I had no pain. From there, I realized that whatever is being projected onto you is much powerful than whatever is happening in samsara. Hmm? So this is emotional abundance. If you have emotional abundance, why would you need monetary abundance? Why do we need money? so that we can sleep at night properly, a good night's sleep. Huh? Deep sleep. Because if you can't sleep, money is a waste. Hmm? Why do we need money? To have a healthy body. Huh? Why do we need money? To have status among our peers. But when all the time Brahman himself is making sure that you experience nothing other than peace and bliss, then would you require status? Would you require health? Is anything needed? No, nothing is needed. Hmm? Look at what Bhagavan has said. No want is greatest bliss. Even an emperor is no match for a man with no want. Hmm? So, you know why Maharshi is great? He is great because he has no desire. He is so pure that he is happy in the present. Hmm? His mind doesn't run towards the past or the future. Mind has been destroyed. The only thing that separates us from Atman is actually ego. Hmm? So once Manomaya Kosha, when you escape Manomaya Kosha, you enter Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is wisdom sheath. Then you enter Anandamaya Kosha, which is actually a sheath of bliss. It's not. It's not a sheath in reality, but it has been said that it's a sheath just for literary purposes. Hmm. So now, when you can come to Brahman, so close to Brahman, and from there you can experience the bliss, the unity, and once nothing else is existing for you apart from consciousness, why would you want any other kind of abundance if you are bestowed with all other kind of abundance? It's good. If not, then also it's good, because once you have the abundance of emotion, what will happen is everyone who is around you can feel it, your positivity. And positivity is such a, small word. It doesn't even fit here. People can experience bliss just by being in your company, just by being around you. They will feel exaltation because there is no danger now. Their subconscious mind can feel safe. They can feel that, yeah, there's no danger. And then bliss can come up. Hmm? So, because Maharshi doesn't have any desire, what he has, when he was here, he only had three articles. One stick, he used to walk with that stick. And he had one water bottle called as Kamandalu. Hmm. And then he had a loin cloth, that white colored cloth he used to tie around his waist. That's it. Apart from these three things, he never had anything else. And it has been mentioned somewhere that the wealthiest person on the planet is the one who owns one stick, one kamandalu, and one loincloth. Hmm? This is how self realized beings are depicted. But what we think is, why do we not go to them? We think because they are living a life of poverty, if we go to them, They will teach us the same thing. They will tell us as well to live the same lifestyle. And so, we must not go to ascended masters. Huh? But actually, ascended masters live like this out of their deep compassion because they are the father, they are the mother. Hmm? When there is so much poverty on this planet, how can they wear silk clothes? How can they sit on a golden throne? Everyone is their child. Hmm? And it hurts them to see that people are living in such conditions where they have only one meal to consume a day. It hurts them. So, what do they do? Because they cannot intervene in everyone's destiny. They can, obviously, they can. But until unless these people submit themselves, these people say that we want to be rescued, how can someone intervene in their fate? If you are arm wrestling with your 5-year-old child, would you want to defeat them in the match? You let them win. So what do these masters do? They allow people to live however the way they want to live because everyone is a sovereign being. You have your own freedom. Path will be shown to you. It is in your destiny whether you walk it or not. The moment you start walking on it, help will be provided. Hmm. So, this is emotional abundance. Next comes wisdom, which is the abundance of intellect. Even though mind gets annihilated, it happens in self realization. But even before that, you will see there are people who have such great, sharp mind. They can think about everyday things, everyday occurrences from a very different angle. Huh? So these people have abundance of wisdom. When they read Shastras, they'll catch it in just one go, or just two, three occurrences are needed, and they will understand what this text is saying. Hmm? So there are different types of abundances. Now, it is in a person's destiny whether you will use that abundance in order to create resources for your own self or you will give those resources to others. That means you will generate resources to for others. And how do you do that? There is a special kind of abundance, which is the ability to give boons, to bless others. Okay. So what used to happen in Raman Ashram when Bhagwan was here? People would come to him from different corners of the world, and some would come to see him for wisdom, to understand what self realization is, because they are experiencing so much pain and suffering that they want to escape samsara. But there are people who want to enjoy samsara. So these people will also go to ascended masters. So people would come to Maharshi with their desires and they would sit in front of Maharshi like this. And they don't even have to ask Maharshi that Bhagwan, I want this, I want that, I want an admission in college. No one has to say anything. Just by being in his presence, all of your desires are already fulfilled. All of your wishes are already granted. These are the kinds of miracles that have happened in Raman Ashram. Hmm? Even now, you will see Ramana devotees, they have at least one or two kind of abundance always. Always. It is because Bhagavan is the safeguard of the frequency of abundance. Abundance actually is self realization. Actually, in realist sense, self realization is abundance. But not everyone can be self realized at the same time. But still, we can arrive at different levels. Huh? So, these ascended masters, they are actually a portal. They become a bridge between samsara and Brahman. So, in between, there is an ascended master. He is connected to both samsara and Brahman. In reality, he is Brahman himself because he has realized the self. But he is sitting here as a bridge between these two. So, what used to happen was people would come to him, and whatever divine forces are surrounding Maharshi, they would fulfill all the desires of people who are here surrounding Bhagwan. And why is it necessary? It is necessary because if these miracles are not performed, people and their ego will rise high. And this is the problem occurring in Kali Yuga. This is the difference between all yugas. The level of faith people have. Hmm? In Kali Yuga, people do not have faith. So, what needs to be done is faith needs to be cultivated. And Maharshi says, look at what Maharshi has said. The ego submits only when it realizes the higher power. Such recognition is surrender or submission or self control. So, miracles are performed repeatedly so that people can see that there is a higher power. Otherwise, if there are no miracles, people will think logic is supreme. And this is what's happening in West. Logic is only restricted to Manomaya Kosha. So they are exploring Manomaya Kosha. They have no mystery. Hmm. So in India, what is happening and what will happen is we will see a lot of miracles happening in the next few years, and it will help us in coming back to our roots. It will give a shock to the mind. Oh, a power higher than mine exists, and then ego comes down. So there are so many instances in Bhagwan's life, and from the 1st of April, we will read these instances and we will understand how a self realized being is actually a portal between samsara and Brahman. They are the entire metaphysical realm. Huh? So they rule the metaphysical realm. And how do they rule? They can see. Simply by seeing, one can rule. Because no one else can see. No one else has the information. But once you have the information, you know how to react. You know what decisions to take. Hmm? Now, we see such wealthy industrialists in India as well, and they have their own astrologers, they have their own tarot card readers, huh? They have their own high priestesses, high priest. Why do they have these kind of people? So that their decision making can be foolproof. Hmm? These people who have so much wealth, monetary abundance, they rely on tools of divination. They rely on going to temples to seek blessings. And us, people like us, what do we say? It's not logical. Higher power doesn't exist. It exists, but I don't believe in miracles. Because people like us, we are trapped in logic. We don't see the evidence. We can see that even these advanced beings who are monetary blessed, they believe in at least some sort of superstition. Huh? But we think when it comes to our life, miracles don't exist. My life is simple and sweet. I will work hard, and one day suddenly something will happen and I will be rich. It's not gonna happen that way, and it should not happen that way. You should understand that once wisdom comes to you, you will be able to protect abundance. You know how it works? It works via intuition. In our body, there are different channels of intuition. One form of intuition comes from your chakras. Once your mind becomes silent, it has been suppressed by the power of Kundalini. Hmm? What happens is, if someone is trying to connect with you via sacral chakra, that means if they are trying to give you sexual energy, hmm, what will happen is you can feel the tug, that tug of war. You can feel that pull on your sacral chakra. So you are talking to someone, and suddenly, if there is a pull, you know what kind of intentions this person is having towards you. Hmm? If they are trying to connect with you via root chakra, hmm, and you have this pull, this tug, you feel some sort of energy, hmm, it indicates that they are trying to disbalance you. Hmm. So, based on the sensation and the movement of energy in chakra system, you can understand how and with what intention the other person is connecting with you. So imagine you're going for a business deal, and now you can feel something on your solar plexus, Nabhi chakra, and your root chakra is just throbbing with energy, doom, doom, doom. So you know, all right, something is the matter here. I should look deeply. So you say, I need 2 minutes or 2 days to respond to your proposal, and I'll be back. So now you are not trusting them blindly. You have intuition. Hmm? Then another form of intuition is sphurana. Another form of intuition is your spine. When Kundalini is flowing uninterruptedly, and suddenly someone says something and there is some sort of disruption, even to the slightest of bit, like this. So you know that something's wrong. Either I should not say anything here, or I should say something and leave the situation. So you know, this is what wisdom is. We read Shastras, we understand scriptures, we come in contact with ascended masters so that we can come in contact with our own intuition. Hmm? It becomes easier to navigate through samsara when you are blessed with a strong intuition. Life becomes peaceful. Now you are not worrying about anyone. You know that If there's some situation that requires attention, your attention will be pulled towards that situation because your guru loves you. Hmm. So there are different sort of intuitions available to us. So if you do not meditate, if you do not come in contact with ascended masters, what will happen? Entire civilization will go down. Now the people who have sound intellect, but they have they haven't recognized the higher power. These people are suffering. They don't know what to do because they are lost. They are using their logic in order to deal with samsara cleverly, but they can't do it. Everyone is betraying them because they are avoiding, neglecting the higher power. Huh? So, this is the kind of wisdom, abundance available to all of us. But we need to access it. How will we access it? Because these frequencies are guarded by ascended masters. Otherwise, everyone is manifesting money. Everyone is manifesting a lot of fame, recognition, but it cannot be given to just anyone. You may think that it is being given to just anyone nowadays, but it's not. It is guarded. The frequencies of millions, billions, trillions, it is guarded. Either you should have a destiny. Hmm? And via your destiny, it is already written that you will make a profound change or profound impact on the world. Then you will unlock these frequencies. Otherwise, due to divine intervention. Hmm. So, now you know how self realization is imparted, it is given. There are three levels. First, it can be given via touch, hasta diksha. Hmm? The guru will touch you and impart wisdom into you. Then, speech, vani. Then, eyesight. So, the guru who is of the supreme caliber, he can just look at you, and just by looking, you will receive wisdom. So, this is Maharshi. Maharshi's gaze has been talked about with such beauty and elegance. His eyesight, the way he used to look at devotees, everyone felt peaceful just by looking at him, just by looking into his deep gaze. Huh? So, our country is actually very rich in literature. We are abundant. You do not have to look towards Western techniques to become prosperous. You just have to go within what these ascended masters have been saying. The treasure is within you. So, all you need to do is you need to become a child and sit in the lap of Lord Shiva. Hmm? You sit in the lap of Arunachala Shiva and tell him, I want this. This is what I want. Huh? And after some time, you wouldn't even have to say it because all your desires will be taken away from you. Otherwise, you will keep on asking for things which serve no purpose. And once you are completely purified, you become capable of blessing everyone. But if you harbor desires for your own self, how will you help others? You will keep on manifesting for your own self. And this is why these frequencies are guarded. Hmm. But still, these frequencies will be unlocked within many of us. So, there are different types of abundance. Huh? And what kind of abundance you attract, or I should say, what kind of abundance is being given to you by the Guru, will be your purpose of life. Hmm? So, in order to be abundant, you should understand that you are here to serve, to be at the service of mankind, of all living creatures, of all planet Earth. When you read Maharshi's life, you will understand that he always tried to protect everyone who was around him, even squirrels. Hmm. Maharshi actually jumped and broke his collarbone when he was trying to protect and save a squirrel. Hmm. He just threw his stick and jumped and picked the squirrel. Hmm. So one must be willing to serve. Now, everyone wants to be of service, but everyone is greedy too. And it's not because we are malicious. No, mind is greedy. You are not greedy. You are not the mind. Hmm? Mind is greedy. That is true. But are you the mind? No. So, first of all, this distinction is required. You must understand that you are not the mind. And then you should pray to your Guru. You should pray that, dear Bhagwan, I see a lot of greed within me and I don't know what to do with it. I am submitting this burden of greed at your feet because it is becoming tiresome for me to walk on this path. There are certain responsibilities that you want me to fulfill, but this greed, will it let me fulfill these responsibilities? No. Please take it away. And you pray like this again and again till the time greed has been taken away from you. Because everything is teaching you something. Greed, lust, gluttony, huh? Everything is teaching us something. We must learn it. Hmm? We must learn to contain the energy within our vessel. Once we learn to contain the energy within our vessel, this greed will stop affecting us. And what is the meaning of containing the energy? Every time you are in a situation where you see greed rising up, what you do? You ignore it. You do not let your greed to take charge of you. You, by the power of your will, suppress it. Or at the same time, you worship to the Guru. Bhagwan, look at this greed. It is raising his head high. Bhagwan, do something. Huh? And then you wait. You wait for the Guru to arrive. Because what is this greed if not a demon? Hmm? Only a celestial being can strike down this demon. You will be tired if you try to do it. You will think you are a bad man, a bad woman. You will think that you are doing something wrong, whereas you are not doing anything at all. No one said you are the doer. You say you are the doer. I say I am the doer. But we are not the doer, right? Yeah. So, another thing is that there are lineages bloodlines. Huh? For example, Hatha Yoga has its own lineage. Bhakti Marga has its own lineage. This lineage that you are being introduced to, this is the bloodline of Arunachala. Huh? So every now and then, people will come to expand the bloodline. Hmm. What happens is these lineages, these are actually steps. These are actually levels. Huh? So once you have crossed one level, you will enter another level, then another level, then another level. At last, at the end, you arrive at Arunachala. Just by arriving at Arunachala, it is guaranteed that you have crossed all levels. And I am not saying this just for myself. Don't be deluded. I am saying this for everyone. Everyone who is currently hearing about Arunachala is being accepted into this bloodline. Hmm. What Maharishi says, I mean, he hasn't said this, but I can feel his heart. Hmm. So he's like, oh, my children, they are not practicing Hatha Yoga. They are not interested in pranayama. They are not even meditating. Oh, that means my children are becoming mature. They can see the futility of these sadhanas. They can see that these sadhanas will never bring us to permanent happiness. These sadhanas can only give us temporary relief. Relief, not even happiness, not even bliss. These sadhanas only give us relief. So he says, now my children are mature because they are not practicing any sadhana. So now they can understand what surrender is. Now their minds are empty. They can easily grasp what self inquiry is, and very easily they can experience their real self, Sphurana. Very easily they will be exempted from all the responsibilities and all the suffering they have been going through since birth, because all of us are suffering. Samsara is not for the faint of the heart. Everyone is going through a lot. People don't say. Everyone is trying to smile, to look as if life is great. But within all of us, our hearts are burning. Hmm? So, this is the expansion of Arunachala. Hmm. When a bloodline expands, it gives a lot of gifts and rewards to everyone. Huh? So, these lineages, for example, Meera, Sant Kabir, they belonged to Bhakti Yoga. Maharshi and Ashtavakra, Avadhuta, all these sages, they belong to Gyan Marga. Hmm? Arunachala is the culmination of Gyan Marga and Bhakti Marga. Huh? So, when you come to Arunachala, you will see all sorts of devotees. Some are immersed in bhakti, and some are immersed in books, in scriptures, in Bhagwan's literature. Hmm? But you know what Bhagwan has said? Bhagwan has said, surrender is greater than jnana, because when you surrender, Guru himself strikes down your ego. So he says there are only two ways to arrive at self realization, only two ways to kill the ego. Hmm? Because ego is in between us and Brahman. The limitation is ego. And ego doesn't mean pride. Ego is the body consciousness that I am the body, I am the mind. So Bhagavan says there are only two ways through which ego can be killed. What are these two ways? One is surrendering. Once you surrender, what happens? Guru will overwhelm your mind. Guru Kataksham. He overwhelms your mind. Mind receives a shock. In the moment of shock, truth can be absorbed. Once the mind is shocked, in that very moment, Guru comes and says, you are not the body. You are not the mind. You are Brahman. Hmm? Guru says, I am Brahman Maharshi. I say to you that you are already Brahman. You are liberated. You are existence itself. Hmm? So when Guru says such words, in the moment when your mind is completely still, these words are seeped into your psyche through the conscious mind, then to subconscious, then to unconscious, and the individual becomes self-realized. So this self-realization, it won't be available to all of us. It is only for a selected few. Otherwise, there will be imbalance. But abundance of abundance corresponding to your purpose of life will be definitely bestowed upon you. So I think this video has gone above 1 hour mark, right? If anything is left, I will record it and put it before the next session. And you must understand that now we are about to start studying Maharshi's teachings. So before that, if you have any queries, you can contact me. I'm sharing my mail address in the description box below. If you have any query, you want to ask anything, and if I haven't explained anything properly, because I'm also learning. You know what? My memory has become so weak that I tried to learn few new words, vocabulary to express myself to you freely, but I couldn't retain those words. So my memory has become so weak, and whatever I'm talking to you, I'm not learning it anywhere. It is coming from inside. Whatever I have learned before in 2020 and 21, it is coming from that fund of knowledge. Currently, I am sitting in front of you like blank. So contact me if you have any question, because from 1st of April, we are starting with Maharshi's teachings. And I'm really happy for all of you, and I love all of you. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.